What if I told you that your morning routine, something as simple as your coffee, your pills, or even skipping breakfast, could quietly increase your risk of heart attack or stroke? Before 9 a.m., it's not about being unhealthy. In fact, it's often the things we think are healthy: lemon water on an empty stomach, an early jog before sunrise, or a quick bowl of fruit that can backfire after age 60, especially when our heart, vessels, and metabolism don't respond the way they used to. As a doctor, I've watched smart, disciplined seniors do everything right and still end up dizzy, breathless, or in the ER, not because of disease, but because of timing, combinations, and one-size-fits-all advice that no longer fits their aging bodies. That's why today I'm walking you through 5 common morning habits that might be silently hurting your heart and, more importantly, showing you exactly how to fix them. No fear, no guilt. Just real, science-backed tools to help your mornings protect you, not push you over the edge. If you're over 60 or care for someone who is, this may be one of the most important videos you'll ever watch. Let's begin. So before we dive in, make sure to tap the like button if you care about protecting your heart. Subscribe for more practical health tips, and share this video with someone over 60, because small changes really can save lives. Now let's begin. Habit 1. Drinking lemon water or coffee on an empty stomach. For many older adults, starting the morning with lemon water or black coffee feels like a healthy routine. It's simple, energizing, and often recommended in wellness circles. But here's the truth: doing it on an empty stomach can quietly do more harm than good, especially after age 60. The hidden impact: both lemon water and coffee increase stomach acid and trigger adrenaline release. That might give you a temporary jolt of energy, but it comes with some serious downsides. Electrolyte loss, especially sodium and potassium. Sudden blood vessel constriction. Postural hypotension, a drop in blood pressure when standing. Heart palpitations, or irregular rhythm in sensitive individuals. For seniors, this combination can be dangerous. It may lead to dizziness, morning falls, or even fainting, not because you're sick, but because your system was shocked awake instead of gently supported. Expert insight. In my practice, I've seen this pattern over and over. A 74-year-old patient of mine started every day with a hot cup of black coffee on an empty stomach. One cold morning, she stood up to use the bathroom and collapsed. Her blood pressure had plunged. She hadn't eaten, hadn't rehydrated, and her body simply couldn't compensate like it once did. We pieced it together later. The caffeine, the empty stomach, the low sodium, it was the perfect storm. As we age, our buffer zone shrinks. The nervous system becomes more fragile. What felt fine in your 40s can feel overwhelming in your 70s. A better way to start the day: before you reach for your morning coffee or lemon water, hydrate with a glass of warm water and a pinch of sea salt or an electrolyte blend. Then eat something light: a banana, a handful of oats, or a small slice of whole grain toast. Give your body a moment to settle. After that, your coffee will feel better, and so will your heart. Because aging well isn't about avoiding everything, it's about timing, pairing, and respecting the way your body works now. But that's just the first habit. What about skipping breakfast altogether, or worse, replacing it with just fruit? Let's talk about habit 2, and why it might be setting you up for fatigue, brain fog, and even heart risk before noon. Keep watching. Habit 2, skipping breakfast or eating only fruit. A lot of seniors believe skipping breakfast or just eating a piece of fruit is a light, healthy way to start the day. But here's the problem: your body doesn't see it that way. What really happens? Between 6 and 8 a.m., your cortisol levels, the body's natural stress hormone, peak to help you wake up and feel alert. But when you don't eat or only eat fruit, your body enters a stress state with no energy to support it. Here is what unfolds. Cortisol rises, but with no protein or fat to balance it, your blood pressure increases unnecessarily. Insulin is released, but with no complex carbs or fat to stabilize your blood sugar, it crashes quickly, leading to fatigue, irritability, or dizziness mid-morning. Your blood becomes thicker due to dehydration and lack of nutrients, which raises the risk of clotting, especially in people over 60. That apple or handful of berries might taste refreshing, but without anything to ground it, your circulatory system is being thrown into chaos at the worst time of day. Expert insight. I used to believe that eating light in the morning was the smart choice. But after years of treating older patients, I've seen the truth. Your body over 60 doesn't need light, it needs fuel. Why? Because as you age, your liver's glycogen reserves shrink. That means you don't have much stored energy to draw from when you wake up. If you skip breakfast, your body starts burning stress hormones instead of real fuel, weakening your heart, slowing your metabolism, and increasing your risk of blood sugar instability. A smarter breakfast for seniors. If you want steady energy and better heart protection, focus on balance. Healthy fats like avocado, chia seeds, or almonds. Digestible protein like Greek yogurt, eggs, or soft tofu. Slow carbs like oats or whole grain toast. And yes, fruit, but only a small portion, paired with fat or protein to slow the sugar hit. Think of breakfast as your foundation for the day. When you fuel up right, everything else, your heart rate, your blood pressure, your focus becomes more stable and resilient. Because at this age, you're not just eating to feel full. You're eating to support your brain, your blood vessels, and your independence. But what if you're doing everything right, eating a balanced breakfast, and still feel dizzy or sluggish after taking your morning medications? Let's move on to habit 3, and the mistake many seniors make when taking pills without food. Habit 3, taking medications without food or timing check. It's a common mistake, especially for seniors juggling multiple prescriptions. Taking all your meds at once on an empty stomach without checking timing or food interactions. What's the real risk? Many common medications, especially for blood pressure, diabetes, or osteoporosis, can behave unpredictably if taken the wrong way. Blood pressure meds like ACE inhibitors or beta blockers can drop your pressure too fast when taken without food, leading to dizziness or even fainting. Bisphosphonates, often used for bone loss, can severely irritate the esophagus if not taken with a full glass of water and at least 30 minutes before lying down. Some heart rhythm meds like amiodarone or digoxin must be timed carefully. Taking them too close to meals, dairy, or other meds can throw off absorption, heart rate, or electrolyte balance. And here's the kicker. After age 60, your liver and kidneys process medications more slowly. Timing matters more. A few minutes early or late, taking pills with the wrong drink, skipping food, it can turn a helpful medication into a hidden risk. A caregiver's reminder. I cared for my 79-year-old mother who took 6 medications daily. At first, it was chaos. She'd sometimes take everything after breakfast, sometimes skip pills if she skipped food. She had episodes of lightheadedness, shaky hands, even nearly fainted once in the kitchen. That's when I realized, taking the right pill at the wrong time is still wrong. We sat down and created a simple medication chart. Which pills to take before meals and which after. Which ones needed to be spaced out. Which couldn't be taken with milk, coffee, or orange juice. Just a few small adjustments, and suddenly she was sleeping better, steadier on her feet, and her blood pressure stayed in range all day. Because after 60, medication isn't just a treatment, it's a commitment. one that deserves as much attention as any meal. So what happens when a perfectly good morning meals, meds, everything gets derailed by one more habit? Morning workouts done too soon, too hard, or without proper prep. Let's move on to habit 4 and why even healthy movement can turn dangerous when your heart and blood vessels aren't ready. Habit 4. Doing intense exercise first thing in the morning. Exercise is one of the best things you can do for your heart, but timing matters more than most people realize, especially after 60. Working out too early before 6:30 a.m. on an empty stomach and without hydration can quietly turn your healthy habit into a dangerous trigger. Here, SY. Blood pressure is naturally lower in the early morning hours. Blood vessels constrict more in colder temperatures. Your blood is thicker after a night of sleep and no fluids. The heart hasn't fully warmed up yet, and oxygen delivery is slower. So when you push your body into intense movement at this time, running, fast biking, heavy lifting, your heart can't always keep up. The result? Sudden chest tightness, lightheadedness, or worse. A drop in blood pressure or a serious arrhythmia that could lead to a cardiac event. And the older you get, the more pronounced this risk becomes even if you've always been active. A personal wake-up call. I used to believe the earlier I worked out, the better. I thought I was being disciplined. I'd lace up at 5 a.m., no food, no water, just hit the pavement. At first, I felt energized. But a few weeks in, I began waking up with headaches. Sometimes I'd feel dizzy after jogging. Then one morning, I felt chest pressure so strong I had to sit down on the curb. It scared me. My doctor didn't scold me. He simply said, "Your heart's not the problem, the way you're treating it is." That changed everything. I started drinking warm water as soon as I woke up. I waited until after 7:30 a.m. to do any moderate activity. On colder days, I stayed inside or just stretched. I ate something light, half a banana or a few nuts before breaking a sweat. The difference? No more dizziness, my sleep improved. And my workouts felt like they were helping me, not hurting me. Because the truth is, your body has rhythms and ignoring them doesn't make you stronger. It just makes recovery harder. But what if your exercise is gentle and your diet is good, but you're still waking up groggy, lightheaded, or shaky? In Habit 5, we'll explore how morning stress and mental overload may be silently damaging your cardiovascular system before you've even left the house. Habit 5, morning stress and rushing. You have to hit the ground running, that's a common saying, but for seniors, it can quietly become a recipe for cardiovascular disaster. Did you know that within the first 2 hours after waking, your body naturally produces its highest levels of cortisol and adrenaline for the entire day? It's how your system powers up. But if your morning is rushed, frantic, or emotionally tense, those hormones don't just rise, they surge. Here's what happens next. Your heart rate spikes unnecessarily. Blood pressure shoots up even if you're already on meds. Clotting risk increases, especially in narrowed arteries. And your chance of heart attack in those early hours, up to 3 times higher than later in the day. The danger is subtle. It's not just being stuck in traffic or having a stressful meeting, it's smaller things, too, waking up late, skipping breakfast, rushing out the door, even turning on the morning news and absorbing bad headlines. Your body interprets it all as threat, a lesson that took me 60 years to learn. For most of my life, I rushed every morning. I'd get up late, jump straight out of bed, brush my teeth in a hurry, gulp down coffee, and head into the day full speed. It always felt like I was behind. Oddly, I was still exhausted, jittery, unfocused, and short of breath. My heart would race even before I got to the office. Then one day, I changed just one thing. I started waking up 20 minutes earlier and did nothing. No emails, no news, no agenda. I sipped warm water and stared out the window. I didn't touch my phone for 30 minutes. I played soft music instead of market updates. The result? My entire day felt calmer, my heart slowed, my thoughts cleared. It wasn't meditation, it was just margin, space. And my body finally had time to transition into the day instead of being catapulted into it. Simple ways to slow down your mornings. Set your alarm 15 minutes earlier, don't snooze, just breathe. Lay out your clothes and prep your bag the night before. Jot down 3 things you're grateful for when you wake up. Replace the morning news with music or silence. You don't need to be a monk. You just need to stop treating morning like a race. Because your heart's not built to sprint at sunrise. So what should your mornings look like? Now that we've uncovered the hidden risks behind so many common habits, coffee on an empty stomach, skipping breakfast, mistimed medications, early workouts, and high-stress starts, you might be wondering, what's the right way to start my day if I want to protect my heart? The good news, you don't need a complicated routine or fancy equipment. Just a few small, science-backed morning habits can make all the difference. Let's walk through 5 simple changes you can make tomorrow morning to help your heart beat stronger, steadier, and longer. Solution section: 5 morning habits for a healthier heart. 1. Drink 10 oz of warm water with a slice of lemon and a pinch of sea salt. After a full night's sleep, your body wakes up slightly dehydrated and low on electrolytes. A glass of warm water gently jumpstarts your digestion and circulation. The lemon adds a touch of vitamin C to support liver function and cellular repair. A pinch of unrefined sea salt, not table salt, replenishes essential minerals like sodium, potassium, and magnesium, key nutrients for regulating heart rhythm and blood pressure in the first hours of the day. It's a small habit that brings your system into balance without caffeine or sugar. 2. Eat a balanced breakfast: boiled egg, oatmeal, and chia seeds or avocado. Think of breakfast as morning medication for your heart. A boiled egg provides high-quality protein and choline, which helps regulate homocysteine levels, a marker linked to cardiovascular risk. Oatmeal is rich in soluble fiber, beta-glucan, which lowers LDL cholesterol and keeps blood sugar stable. Add chia seeds for omega-3s or avocado for healthy fats and potassium to reduce inflammation and support flexible, healthy arteries. Together, this meal gives your heart energy, your brain clarity, and your body a calm, steady start. 3. Take a gentle 15-minute walk after breakfast. Avoid direct sun exposure. A short, easy-paced walk after eating supports digestion and prevents post-meal blood sugar spikes, which can trigger vascular stress. Morning movement helps stimulate circulation and oxygen delivery without overloading the heart. For seniors, it's especially important to avoid harsh sunlight, which can stress the cardiovascular system and increase the risk of dehydration or heat-triggered blood pressure swings. Choose a shaded path, wear comfortable shoes, and let your body wake up slowly with you. 4. Take your medications as directed by schedule and food timing. Taking the right dose isn't enough. How and when you take your medications matters, especially for heart, blood pressure, and metabolic conditions. Some meds need food to avoid blood pressure drops or stomach irritation. Others, like osteoporosis medications, must be taken on an empty stomach with water only. Many interact with milk, coffee, or juice, especially citrus. Use a daily pill organizer, keep a medication schedule on your fridge, and always double-check your doctor's instructions. 5. Write down 3 things you're grateful for before checking your phone. Morning stress often starts not with what we do, but with what we think. And picking up your phone too soon, news, emails, To-do lists can spike cortisol before your feet even hit the floor. Instead, take 2 quiet minutes to write down 3 things you're grateful for. This simple act has been shown to lower stress hormones, calm heart rate, and increase heart rate variability, HRV, a powerful marker of cardiovascular resilience. You don't need to meditate, just pause, because how you feel emotionally affects your heart just as much as what you eat or drink. So there you have it, 5 small morning habits that can make a big difference for your heart. You don't need to overhaul your life. You don't need expensive supplements or extreme workouts. All it takes is a little awareness, a few tweaks in timing, and a willingness to treat your morning not as a rush but as a reset. Because after 60, your mornings matter more than ever. They're not just the start of your day, they're the foundation of your focus, your blood pressure, your mobility, and your independence. So here's my challenge to you. Tomorrow morning, pick just one habit from today's video and do it differently. Hydrate first. Eat real food. Slow down, breathe. And notice how your heart responds: calmer, steadier, stronger. If this video helped you in any way, please hit the like button, subscribe to stay updated with more real-world health advice, and share it with someone you care about. You never know who might need this message today. And in the comments, tell me, which habit are you going to change first? I'd love to hear what resonated most with you. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Take good care, and I'll see you in the next video.